And good morning. It is 6 a.m. in the Central Time Zone. This is Wayne County Now. It is Tuesday, May the 28th, 2024. I'm Justin Fuller reporting. A reminder, these and other stories are available by visiting us at our website, mywaynecountynow.com. Here's what is in the news for this morning. As for our area, several things to talk about today. The National Weather Service at Lincoln and St. Louis have issued 3 reports on tornadoes that took place in Marion, Clay, and Lawrence counties. The Xenia tornado was rated EF2 with estimated peak speed winds gusts of 130 miles per hour. In Clay County, the path of that tornado was 3.6 miles long and 300 yards wide. No injuries or fatalities were reported. Tornado originally started in Marion County in Omega with an EF1 rating. Another brief tornado was reported at Forbes Lake that had a rating of EF1 with maximum wind speeds of 104. According to Weather Service officials, tornado started at 7:35 p.m., 5.3 miles northwest of Xenia, and was on the ground for 8 minutes, with the end location about 4 miles north of Xenia. According to Weather Service officials and the Weather Service summary, tornado originally touched down in Marion County near the south edge of Stephen Forbes State Park. Total path length with Marion and Clay counties was 8.4 miles. It moved in from Marion County along Beard Road just north of Songer Township Lane, downing trees and power lines, tracked east-northeast as it did the greatest damage on a farm at the north end of Penguin Drive, demolishing several metal buildings. It appears to have lifted just east of Xenia, Lola Road, between Songer Township Lane and Hickory Hill Lane. In Lawrence County, Weather Service officials confirmed an EF1 tornado with peak winds of 105 miles per hour. The path in Lawrence County was 6.87 miles long with a path width of 250 yards. No injuries or fatalities were reported. Officials say the tornado touched down about 3 miles south of Sumner and lifted up a mile southeast of Bridgeport. According to National Weather Service officials, tornado touched down along East 250th Avenue and north of 700th Street, generally moving east-northeast. Much of the damage was limited to trees. However, a small outbuilding was destroyed near the intersection of North 800th Street and 450th Avenue, with a nearby home losing a small part of its roof. Some minor damage occurred to a home on North 850th Street before the tornado lifted just north of the intersection with East 900th Avenue. Later this week, storm damage crews will be from the Paducah Weather Service touring damage in Edwards County as well as Gibson County, Indiana. Residents in Wayne County took time yesterday to remember those who made the ultimate sacrifice on Memorial Day. At 11 a.m., the Memorial Day service was held at the Maple Hill Cemetery in Fairfield. Dave Land was the MC and speaker at the event. Post commanders for both the American Legion and VFW were on hand to place a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown service person. Doug Aman played taps, and there was a 21-gun salute. Elizabeth Gonzalez sang the national anthem and led the Pledge of Allegiance. Wayne City Boy Scouts were also on hand as part of the ceremony. At 2 in the afternoon, the scene shifted over to Wayne City to Thomason Cemetery for the Wayne City Memorial Day service. Lamar Choate was the guest speaker. According to officials, only one veteran was buried this year at Thomason Cemetery, and that was Jeffrey K. Donahoe. That recently took place in April. The national anthem was performed by Jennifer Klein, and the Pledge of Allegiance was performed by the Wayne City Boy Scouts. Wayne County Now streamed both ceremonies. You can check them out live on our Facebook page. Yesterday was the first distribution of meals and groceries for the new nonprofit that's trying to serve those in need with food and groceries to get through the summer. Feeding Kids of Wayne County has been organizing volunteers, donations, in their distribution channels to serve those ages 2 to 18 that may be dealing with food insecurity. According to the group's Facebook page, they served 60 individuals. The efforts are aimed at those ages 2 to 18 that may need assistance in the fight against food insecurity. The program has options based on your location, and Fairfield. Daily sack lunches will be available for pickup at Manor of the Woodlands, Lakeside Park, and at Jesus Name Pentecostal Church Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. in Sisney and Wayne City. Options are available on Mondays for grocery pickup between 11 and 11:30 at both the Sisney Park and Wayne City Park. In Jeff, grocery pickup is available from 11 until 11:30 on Mondays on the west side of the building at Jeff Grade School. The program runs through August the 5th. If you would like more information or to help, volunteer, or donate, you can contact Mindy Odie at 618-599-6864. Wayne County Highway officials have announced a pair of road closures for the next few days involving County Highway 7 in and around the Jeff area. Today, County Highway 7 from Route 45 to 1700 East will be closed from 7 a.m. until noon for shoulder and ditch work. Tomorrow, County Highway 7 west of Jeff from Route 45 to 1400 East will be closed from 7 a.m. until noon for shoulder and ditch work. Officials ask that you seek an alternative route for the upcoming road work. Fairfield City Police worked a pair of car versus pedestrian accidents over the weekend. On Sunday at 11:30 a.m., officers investigated a traffic crash involving a motor vehicle and a pedestrian. Crash occurred at the intersection of West Delaware and South First Street. The pedestrian, 81-year-old Peggy Roast of Fairfield, was walking east in the pedestrian crossing. A 2018 Honda driven by Ivan Potaroff of 89 of Fairfield was turning north onto South First and struck Roast. Roast was transported to Fairfield Memorial Hospital for treatment and injuries. Potaroff was cited for failure to yield to a pedestrian. On Saturday evening, just around 9 p.m., officers in Fairfield investigated a traffic crash involving a motor vehicle and a pedestrian in the 1600 block of West Delaware. A 2023 Kia driven by 25-year-old Derek L. Thomason of Fairfield was traveling east on West Delaware when it left the roadway to the north and struck two pedestrians, a 26-year-old female who was carrying a 2-year-old. Both pedestrians were airlifted for treatment of injuries. Thomason was arrested for aggravated DUI and lodged into the Wayne County Jail. Fairfield City Council will hold their second session of the month at 6 this evening at Fairfield City Hall. Prior to the meeting, a public hearing will be held at 5:50 p.m. for the sale of municipality-owned real estate. On the agenda, the board will look to authorize the sale of real property owned by the city, look to authorize raises for part-time airport employees, and pass on an ordinance to place a right-turn-only sign at Southwest 3rd and Delaware. Finally, the board will work with the Fairfield Public School District to employ a school resource officer. Fairfield City Police arrested a Fairfield man following a call to a residence at the 800 block of West Center Street. On Saturday at 11:30 p.m., officers investigated a report of a trespasser. At the scene, officers located 33-year-old Stephen M. Thomas of Fairfield, who was found to be wanted on warrants out of Fayette County on a warrant for harassment. Thomas was also wanted on a Clay County warrant for failure to appear and a Wayne County warrant for failure to appear for possession of methamphetamine, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass to property. Thomas was booked to the Wayne County Jail, where he's being held without bond. He will also have to face warrants out of Fayette and Clay counties. Fairfield City Police arrested a Fairfield man Friday evening following a traffic stop around 8:25 p.m. Officers observed Terry A. Hicksonbaugh, 46 of Fairfield, driving on Tice Clevenger Drive. It was known that Hicksonbaugh was wanted on a Wayne County warrant for aggravated battery. He was stopped, arrested, and transported to the Wayne County Jail and was lodged into the Wayne County Jail pending a court appearance. It is currently at Wayne County now, a time of 6:09. We'll take a look at your weather forecast coming up. Good news is, if we look at the radar, it's clear. It's a beautiful picture on this lovely Tuesday morning to see a clear radar in the area. This is Wayne County now. We'll have more in just a few moments.
No time to run to the bank? No problem. People's National Bank makes banking easy and convenient with PNB To Go mobile banking. PNB To Go allows you to deposit checks, pay bills, transfer money between accounts, view your statements, turn your debit card off and on, and much more, all on your smartphone. It truly is banking at your fingertips with PNB To Go mobile banking. People's National Bank, member FDIC.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
When you need concrete or masonry work, NewGen Concrete is your go-to in Wayne County and the surrounding area. They can help you finish that concrete project with anything from flat work, stairs and stem walls to decorative stamping and masonry resurfacing. NewGen Concrete, set in stone on Williamson Drive in Fairfield. Call 618-516-5002 or email them at newgenconcretellc@yahoo.com to get on the schedule today.
And welcome back to Wayne County Now. Well, what we'll do is we'll just go to the radar screen here. We'll give you live conditions out at the Fairfield Municipal Airport. 64 right now outside at the airport. Dew point is 61. The barometer is 29.71. And visibility, it's about 3 miles right now. Winds are out at 8 miles per hour. The highest gust has been 44, and that's been out of the west-northwest. As that is a look at the area for Fairfield. Looking around, 57 over in Mount Vernon, 60 in Centralia, 60 in Salem, 60 in Richland County over at the Olney Noble Airport, 60 down in Carmi, 61 in Mount Carmel, 60 at Lawrenceville, Vincennes. Clay City, I believe they took some damage to their weather equipment at the airport. Fairfield had that last year, so I'm sure Fairfield understands that. It's showing 75 on the data reading, but it is probably around 62 or 63 up in the Clay County area. As we zoom out right now, nothing in our area to talk about. That is a clean radar for the entire area. So that's the best news we can give, is nothing to talk about in our area on radar for today. As it's going to be a beautiful day today, let's take a look at the official weather forecast. The weather forecast for our area today calls for sunshine, plenty of it. Expect a high near 79. Tonight, mostly clear skies, the low 55. For your Wednesday, sunshine at 75. Mostly clear Wednesday evening, the low 53. Sunshine Thursday, 77. Mostly clear Thursday evening, the low 53. Sunshine on Friday, 77 the high. Our next chance of showers, thunderstorms comes into the area Friday night. It's a very slight chance. Very late, mostly cloudy, low of 57. Showers, thunderstorms in the forecast for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday as well, with highs in the lower 80s to mid-80s on those days, and lows in the lower to mid-60s for those days. As that is a look at weather for our area. We're going to take this time out, and we will step aside. We've got obituaries coming up in just a few moments. This is Wayne County Now. If you're looking for supplies for memorial decorations or a memorial piece, look no further than Everlasting Florals, formerly Leg Manufacturing, at 900 West Delaware in Fairfield. Owners Chad and Melissa Musgrave offer a full line of wholesale and retail floral supplies, silk flowers for every season, and even manufacture a variety of items in-house, from wire and aluminum saddles to cemetery can holders, shepherd's hooks, and flag holders. Everlasting Florals, making the world more colorful, one stem at a time. Local and area obituaries on Wayne County Now are presented by the Johnson and Vaughn Funeral Home, 106 Northeast 4th Street in Fairfield, and by Everlasting Florals at 900 West Delaware Street in Fairfield. A reminder, local obituaries can be found anytime by going online to our website, mywaynecountynow.com. 83-year-old Kenneth Ray McGill of Fairfield passed away 2:50 p.m. on Wednesday, May 22nd at Ascension St. Vincent Hospital in Evansville. He worked in Moreland distribution for his brother-in-law Harry Moreland, distributing milk throughout the area. Kenneth was born in Fairfield on March 17th of 1941 to the Reverend Ralph and Tressie Camfield McGill. Kenneth is survived by his daughter Roxana and Rennie Crow of Mount Carmel, sons Ray and wife Lisa McGill of Mount Vernon, Walter and wife Karen McGill of Topeka, Kansas, Eugene Tubby McGill of Fairfield, and Henry and wife Dixie McGill of Fairfield. 18 grandchildren, 17 great-grandchildren, sisters Geraldine Johnston of Fairfield, Louise Moreland of Fairfield, Ellen Moreland of Effingham, Roberta and husband Ron Mills of Fairfield, and Anita Harrison of Fairfield. Brothers Eugene McGill of Katy, Texas, and Gary McGill of Fairfield, plus several nieces and nephews also survive. Kenneth was preceded in death by his parents, wife Maudie McGill, sister Maxine Barbary, and brother James McGill. Funeral services will be at 1 p.m. tomorrow at the Holiness Rescue Mission in Fairfield, with burial in Buckeye Cemetery. The station will be from 11 a.m. until service time at church. In lieu of flowers, memorials may be made to help with funeral expenses and will be accepted at the service and at Johnson and Vaughn Funeral Home. 67-year-old Teresa Ann Kaiser passed away Wednesday, May 22nd, surrounded by family after a hard-fought battle with liver cancer. Teresa was born February 16th of 1957 in Wayne County and married Sam Kaiser on December 18th of 1976. Teresa's immediate survivors include her husband Sam, daughter Heidi, and husband Jamie Hodges, and son Ryan, and wife Michelle Kaiser. 4 grandchildren, Hayden and Hillary Hodges, and Harv and Ryan Kaiser. She also leaves behind her mother, mother-in-law, brothers, brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, several nieces and nephews, and many friends who knew her best as Nana. Teresa was cremated, and a visitation will be held tonight from 4 until 7 at the Johnson and Vaughn Funeral Home in Fairfield. A funeral service will be held tomorrow at 10 at Johnson and Vaughn Funeral Home, followed by an immediate lunch and celebration of life at the home of Ryan and Michelle Kaiser. Visitation will be, as mentioned, tonight from 4 until 7 at the Johnson and Vaughn Funeral Home. In lieu of flowers, family asks that you donate to Cancer Care Specialists of Illinois for their Fairfield clinic. Donations will be accepted at the Johnson and Vaughn Funeral Home. 81-year-old Dolly Jean Thomason passed away at 1:15 a.m. on Tuesday, May the 7th at Meadowbrook Skilled Nursing and Rehabilitation in Grayville. She was born in Detroit, Michigan on June 17th of 1942 to Charles Jerd and Catherine Kate Klobuchar Butler. She was a member of the Northside Baptist Church in Fairfield and had worked for several years at Fairfield's Sewing Factory and later at Airtex, where she retired. Dolly is survived by his son Kent and wife Lisa Thomason of Fairfield, daughter Robin, and husband Jesse Thornton of Marion, Kentucky. 4 grandchildren, Shaylee Thomason of St. Louis, Missouri, Carver Thomason of Fairfield, Tara Beck of Fairfield, and Shelby West of Albion. 2 great-grandchildren, Keegan Smith of Fairfield and Vivian West of Albion. 2 sisters, Betty and husband Jim Beeson of Jeff, and Frances Musgrave of Grayville. Dolly was preceded in death by her parents, son Brent Thomason, brother Bobby Butler, half-sister Pat Aston-Borsky, and half-brother Charles Bud Butler. Per Dolly's wishes, her body was cremated and a graveside memorial service will be held at 2 p.m. Friday at Maple Hill Cemetery. Friends and family are asked to go directly to the cemetery. Full obituaries, including survivors, are at mywaynecountynow.com. Obituaries presented by Everlasting Florals at 900 West Delaware Street in Fairfield and the Johnson and Vaughn Funeral Home located at 106 Northeast 4th Street in Fairfield. Community calendar notes next on Wayne County Now. It is currently 6:20 in the morning.
The loss of a loved one can leave you with a lot of unanswered questions, feelings of stress and anxiety, and grief. The experienced funeral directors at Johnson & Vaughn Funeral Home in Fairfield can help guide you through all aspects of the funeral process to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. Call them at 618-842-6006. The Johnson & Vaughn Funeral Home, 106 Northeast 4th Street in Fairfield, serving the Wayne County area with compassion, dignity, and respect.
Dive into summer with the latest styles at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield. From top to bottom, Carnaby Square has everything you need to embrace the season in style with brands like Charlie B, Multiples, Jess & Jane, Lucky Bird, and Tribal in sizes from small to extra, extra large. Plus, Carnaby Square carries the largest selection of Brighton purses, jewelry, and accessories around. Carnaby Square, the fashion leader in Southern Illinois, located at 115 East Main Street in Fairfield, making you look great since 1980.
And welcome back. Time now for a look at community calendar notes on Wayne County Now, presented by Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield, Southern Illinois' fashion leader. Fairfield City Fire Department and Marshall are putting together a pork burger and pork chop sandwich sale at the F&B parking lot on Saturday. That'll take place from 11 a.m. until they are sold out of pork burgers and pork chops. All proceeds will go towards the recently purchased Children's Fire Safety House for repairs. The safety house will be brought to the area schools to help teach children on what to do if a fire is to ever occur in their home. You're invited to bring your family on the first. Let the kids take a tour through the safety house and get a picture taken with Marshall and the fire truck. Another community calendar note going on in the area. This is coming up on Sunday. The Journey Church on Leininger Road in Fairfield will be hosting an outdoor movie night at 7 p.m. on Sunday. The movie is Narnia. You're invited to bring a comfy seat and snacks to share, and church officials say they will have popcorn and drinks. If you have a community calendar note, drop it to us, news@mywaynecountynow.com. You can send it to us on Facebook. You can fill out a submission form at mywaynecountynow.com, or you can even text us the information at 618-737-9996. We will take a look at sports in just a moment. This is Wayne County Now.
Whatever your project might be, Gibbs Excavating and Land Management, LLC, has the right tool and the expertise to get the job done right. The crew at Gibbs Excavating and Land Management can handle any job from stump grinding or forestry mulching, driveway repair, concrete demo and rock work to dirt and auger work, trenching, and even garden tilling. Call 618-516-1462 or email Austin at austingibbs70@yahoo.com to schedule your free estimate today.
And welcome back. Time now for sports on Wayne County Now. Let's start off with Major League Baseball action for Memorial Day. It was a tough day for the St. Louis Cardinals as their winning streak got snapped. They lost to the Cincinnati Reds 3-1 at Great American Ballpark, and currently are close to falling out of third place in the division. In other action, it was Baltimore over Boston 11-3, Minnesota over Kansas City 6-5, Toronto over Chicago White Sox 5-1. It was Colorado over Cleveland 8-6. Washington doubled up Atlanta 8-4. Milwaukee downs the Cubs 5-1. San Francisco over Milwaukee 8-4. San Diego over Miami 2-1. Seattle over Houston 3-2. Postponed was the Dodgers and Mets from yesterday. In action for today in Major League Baseball, Boston is at Baltimore. That is a 5:35 p.m. start. At 5:40 this evening, Pittsburgh's at Detroit. St. Louis is at Cincinnati. By the way, Cardinals and Reds game you can catch on 105.9 FM WOKZ this evening. At 5:50 p.m., Oakland's at Tampa Bay. At 6:20 p.m., Washington and Atlanta. 6:40 sees Kansas City taking on Minnesota. Also at 6:40 p.m., Toronto at the Chicago White Sox. Chicago Cubs at the Milwaukee Brewers. At 7:05, it is Arizona at Texas. Cleveland is at Colorado at 7:40. At 8:38 p.m., New York Yankees at the LA Angels. Houston's at Seattle at 8:40 this evening. At 8:40 as well, Miami at San Diego. At 8:45, Philadelphia at San Francisco. And 2 games today. The LA Dodgers play the Mets twice in a back-to-back doubleheader. First game starts at 3:10 this afternoon. That is a look on the MLB schedule things. In the NBA playoffs, the Boston Celtics move on to the NBA Finals. They sweep the Indiana Pacers, knocking off the Pacers at Gainbridge Fieldhouse last night, 105 to 102. Tonight, it is Game 4 between Minnesota and Dallas. That's a 3-0 lead for the Mavericks. That is a 7:30 tip this evening on TNT. In the NHL playoffs last night, just one game, as it was Dallas over Edmonton 5-3. The Stars a 2-1 lead in that best-of-7 series, as it will shift back to Dallas. Actually, that will stay in Edmonton for Game 4, on the 29th, which would be tomorrow. New York Rangers are at Florida tonight. Rangers hold a 2-1 lead in that best-of-7 series. That's a 7 o'clock puck drop and can be watched on ESPN. WNBA action, there was none last night, but there are several games on the docket today. At 6 this evening, Phoenix is at Connecticut. The LA Sparks are at the Indiana Fever. Seattle's at Chicago. That is on tap for tonight in the WNBA. We'll take a look at lunch menus in just a moment. Time now for History and Mystery.
History, a bit of a mystery. I'm Dave Land. Today I'll tell you about women serving in World War II. American women played important roles during World War II, both at home and in uniform. Not only did they give their sons, husbands, fathers, and brothers to the war effort, they gave their time, energy, and some even gave their lives. During World War II, nearly 350,000 American women served in uniform, both at home and abroad, volunteering for the newly formed Women's Army Corps, WACS, the Navy Women's Reserve, WAVES, the Marine Corps Women's Reserve, the Coast Guard Women's Reserve, the Women Air Force Service Pilots, the Army Nurse Corps, and the Navy Nurse Corps. General Eisenhower felt that he could not win the war without the aid of the women in uniform. Women in uniform took office and clerical jobs in the armed forces to free men to fight. They also drove trucks, repaired airplanes, worked as laboratory technicians, rigged parachutes, served as radio operators, analyzed photographs, flew military aircraft across the country, test flew newly repaired planes, and even trained anti-aircraft artillery gunners by acting as flying targets. Banned from actual combat duty, some women served near the front lines in the Army Nurse Corps, where 16 were killed because of direct enemy fire. 68 American service women were captured as POWs in the Philippines during World War II. Wayne County had several women serve in uniform during World War II. Virginia Etheridge joined the WAVES. She commented that life in the Navy is great and she wouldn't trade places with anyone. Betty Glick worked in recruiting. Eva Hadley of Enterprise joined the WAACs, as did Sarah Lee Petticord. Serving in the WACS was Doris Samford of Fairfield and Nola Moore of Jeff. Thelma Tibbs Avery served as a member of the Army Nurse Corps. Pearl Bright Gardner joined the WAVES as part of the Navy. We salute the men and women who served in the armed forces.
Thank you, Dave. It is currently 6:29 at Wayne County now. Let's take a brief look at our menus today. We're going to start off with the menus at the Wayne County Senior Center. At the Wayne County Senior Center today, your lunch menu looks like this. It is Italian chicken, pasta salad, pickled beets, and cookies today. Again, Italian chicken, pasta salad, pickled beets, and cookies. That's at the Wayne County Senior Center. At Fairfield Memorial Hospital, today's menu at the hospital, let's look. It is Philly steak sandwich or baked ham, your entree options. Cheese curds, asparagus, roasted potatoes, or Capri veggies, your sides. Cook's choice for super sandwich of the day, and applesauce cake for your dessert. This evening at the hospital, it is chicken strips or pepperoni pizza. French fries or peas are your side options, and your dessert is pineapple. For the latest local news, weather, and sports anytime, visit our website at mywaynecountynow.com. I'm Justin Fuller. We'll have another check of news this evening for you on Wayne County Now.